How's it going, everybody? This is lead meteorologist John Choquette. It is beautiful Thursday afternoon here in Oklahoma City. Looks like we're going to be getting up into the mid-80s today. Thank God. I'm getting kind of sick of this cold weather. And our video today, originally I was going to have a PowerPoint here, as what I have written, of the Hail 101, and it was going to be about going, hang on, let's see if my computer can catch up. It was going to be about going over how we do hail forecasts. If I can have my computer decide to... This is going to be interesting. Let's see if my computer can actually do stuff today. Well, anyway, point is we were going to be going over how we forecasted large hail. Yeah, like, what do we look for while we're doing our hail forecasts? So you get these videos and everything. And then, thankfully, we have a pretty decent risk going into next week. So I figured instead of making some boring PowerPoint for you guys to kind of slog through and just to see the forecast, we're going to forecast together. So I'm going to basically knock out our PowerPoint and just bring on the screen display here. And just 1 second, it's going to get a little trippy, and then we're going to switch on to the models here, and we're going to go again. I'm going to go step by step, and we're going to forecast together. This is new model data that came out not that long ago, so I haven't even had a chance to really look at this too much. So we're going to go over what we're expecting for Monday, specifically Monday and possibly into Tuesday, and what has, from what I saw earlier this morning and last night, and even mentioned a little bit yesterday in our video, potential for the first real severe weather event for 2018. So let's go ahead and, yes, somebody was going to make a comment. I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into this here. This right now, what you're looking at is more or less a raw version of the jet stream. So all these colors here, you see, basically just the jet stream. This is up at 500 millibars, or quite a couple feet, like 5,000 or 6,000 feet up, about halfway up the atmosphere. And we're going to look at it. So this is the model run, the 12Z run, which is initiated about 8 a.m. this morning, and it just finished processing and coming through now. And we're going to kind of go through and keep an eye on here as we move forward. Through the rest of the week, obviously, things are going to be very quiet. Cold front moves through today in Oklahoma, and then tomorrow through Texas. Not really much severe weather with that, more just kind of a switch to some colder air. And then as we move through the weekend, things remain quiet, thankfully. I'm actually moving this weekend, so I'm preferring that things stay quiet until I get settled into my new house. And this is where it gets interesting. You see in here, when we're forecasting for large hail, we like to see when we start to get this nice little dip in the jet stream here in the western states, and it really starts to dig deep. This is Monday afternoon. This is about noon on Monday, and then we get a little closer, and this is prime time for when storms happen. Now you see how it's all streaming over Oklahoma and Texas like this. This is really the first thing we look for when we try to forecast for a hail event, especially in the southern plains, in Texas, further east towards like Missouri and Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, even towards Tennessee. So this basic area, we're looking at this specifically for on Monday. And when you have the jet stream come down like this and go through like the Four Corners region and kick up, that makes it so you get a nice, again, mid-levels of the atmosphere of flow coming off of the desert. So that gives you that middle layer in a thunderstorm of cooler, dry air specifically. And you need that. That's one of the building blocks you need for getting large hailstorms. So we have that in place going into Monday evening. And then I'm going to push forward just a little bit more to see how things, how it's going to pan out on, this looks kind of, the deeper the colors they get here, the stronger the jet stream is too, which again is another factor that we look in. And it looks like things possible on Tuesday as well. We move a little further east, possibly into this region on Tuesday. So anyway, so that's what the first thing we're looking at. This is again the latest American model. Right now, that's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to get a little lower in the atmosphere, a little bit closer to the surface. This one is at 850 millibars. This is about a mile up. So Denver, for example, is almost exactly at this point. And for here, we're trying to see, are we going to have the wind coming up north from the Gulf of Mexico? We want to have good moisture moving north from the Gulf of Mexico into the plains and anywhere inland, so you get a lot of moisture. All right, we're going to push forward on this. Again, I haven't really looked at this, so we're going to find out together. And let's see, so we're moving forward, get through this weekend, blah, 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 not anything exciting. And now we're heading into Monday here. And all right, okay. So we see all these little flag-looking things here. This is actually wind, the indication of wind, and whichever direction the little tail of the flag is pointing, the wind is blowing in the other direction, the exact opposite. So that means we're getting a nice southerly wind coming in here. So it looks like we're gonna have good moisture return, especially in Texas, like eastern Texas, pretty much out east of I-35 is what we're looking at right now. And I'm seeing good moisture return for going into your Monday. So you want to have that good moisture return, and that will then cause the fuel for the thunderstorms to occur. And now I'm going to actually look at the dew points specifically with the wind barbs involved as well. And this is going to go for, again, this is going forward into your Monday. We're forecasting for Monday. Those of you guys who are just joining us, hey, feel free to put any comments or any questions you may have. Again, I have my phone right here with all the comments coming in specifically on Facebook, and I will answer any questions you have. Again, I'm just kind of going through this, and I'll have my forecast, my real forecast by the end, but I'm kind of piecing it together as we're talking about it. So is it going to hail or what? Yeah, so don't worry, we're getting there. I gotta figure it out myself. So here right now, you see there's actually some moisture in here. You want to see the blues and even the purple. We're not going to see any purples in February, but we want to see the blues in the area. So right now, I mean, there's some moisture in the air. It's warm. It's get that little bit of humidity just so your hands aren't as all screwed up. And the big thing is the cold front that moves through this weekend does not cut off the moisture. The moisture is right at the Gulf, which means once we move a little bit forward, you see the moisture return. Ooh, look at that. You got a pretty good push all the way up into Kansas here. And okay, all right, I like what I'm seeing here. This looks pretty good. All right, so this is a good sign for everyone in right along, you see right along this line where you go from the colors to kind of white color. Right along here is where the dry line is going to be, and you can also see when I move forward in time, it doesn't surge forward, so we're not going to have a really strong, intense cold front pushing through on Monday that's going to undercut everything and just give you a line of thunderstorms. And now it's looking like we're probably going to see a dry line set up and hang out, and then things begin to push forward on Tuesday, so the risk will be over in this area. But in terms of in Texas, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the Dallas area watching this. This is looking pretty good right now from what I'm seeing in the moisture field of things. Finally, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to look at another big factor is the surface bait CAPE. This is the convective available potential energy. Basically, how much energy does the storm have to work with? This isn't that reliable this far out, so if the colors aren't super impressive, that's just because it's a much more useful thing for when we're a lot closer to the storm day. But pretty much if anything shows up, it's a good sign. And all right, yeah, so we see we have available energy here. So again, looking forward towards a Monday, things are starting to come together. This is probably the best looking setup so far this year. There hasn't really been that many, but the ones that we've had managed to hobble together. They haven't been that great. And finally, this is what the models are showing for precip. So obviously, this is a 6-hour interval, so how much rain is going to happen in 6 hours. This is basically a way to see, are we going to have storms fire? And also here, it's going to rain a little bit. I believe that's during the day on Saturday. No severe weather there, but we push forward, and we're going to be getting close to Monday here. And we see, yeah, we got some storms firing up here. These are going to be all thunderstorms in the Dallas area and up into like eastern Oklahoma, and they continue to push forward. Yeah, and we have precip showing, so it looks like we're going to probably see some storms on Monday. And just again, this is just showing like just a step-by-step. These are the basic things that I'm looking at when I forecast. Obviously, I go a lot more in depth when I do. I just didn't want to bog down with like crazy numbers or anything. Like here, I'll show you one of the things I tend to look at just as an example. Let me just grab one of these. This is called a skew T, and these, yeah, this is again a lot more intimidating, so I'm not gonna I'm not going to bring that up for you guys. So, but yeah, so right now it's looking like we're probably going to go up to looking pretty good next week. Okay, all right. So yeah, give a like and share if you're liking what you're seeing here. I'm liking it so far, and it's giving us something to talk about, so I don't have to just kind of slog through just various educational things and whatnot. So I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer now. I can zoom in using the same model day we were just looking at. I'm gonna bring it down to the south central U.S. and I'm going to bring up the dew points. Dew points with wind barbs. Okay, so now we can get a much closer look. You have all the counties here, so you can see like Dallas, Tarrant, and all those counties. You can see Oklahoma County and Cleveland County, and up here in I think it's Tulsa County. Yeah. So you can, it's a little harder to see, but you can tell. You can at least see, kind of have a general idea of where everything's going to be. We're bringing it up. You get some good moisture return on Sunday, so you get at least a solid day of temperature of the moist air coming back, so it's not super dry. So you can have some like deeper moisture available for storms. And all right, so about noon. All right, so it looks like, so this is at in the evening on Monday. So you see here the dry line is essentially bisecting Oklahoma City and going down and going to be west of the Dallas Metroplex. For people in the Dallas area, you really want this to be pretty much right here, because that means storms will form right in here, and that's pretty much right around where the Dallas area is. So right now it's looking more likely than yesterday. Yesterday I know Derek posted on What the Hail, and I mentioned about the potential for storms, and today we've had enough model consistency of it continuing to show up that I'm a little more confident that we will see some storms on Monday. Again, this could be the first real actual severe weather event of the year in the area. In terms of how big the hail is right now, I'm not going to go into specifics. With available energy, and if you can have good storm mode, obviously we can have with what's available here, we could have hail up over golf ball size. But again, we're far enough out where I don't really go into the details too much. What does this have here? Anything exciting? Oh, it actually has. That's a decent looking little skew tee. Okay, that was more just for me to look at than than anything. But yeah, so we can have good big hail in February. I mean, I can't think of one in the Dallas area off the top of my head, but I do know in Oklahoma City in February of 2009 they had baseball size hail. So it's all very possible. You just have to have the right setup, and this is again right now anyway. This is how it's sort of looking. And Oklahoma City specifically, I think the dry line will be too far to the east for Oklahoma City to see anything. I know it's having the moisture battling it out right over Oklahoma City, but just based off of how I know the models work out, usually when you see, especially the American model here, this is the GFS. Whoops, crap. Sorry guys, I went off a little. There we go. With the American models here, you actually see that we have the dry line here, but I know just from my experience, this is always it's not going as fast as it should be. So realistically, I think it'll be closer to here. So I think storms will form to the east of Oklahoma City, but that doesn't rule out Tulsa, that doesn't rule out Fayetteville or Fort Smith, or obviously Texarkana, Shreveport, Dallas, and even as far south as the Austin area. So again, this is the basic headline here is storms possible Monday afternoon and Monday evening across the Dallas area. Basically I-35 from about Austin up through maybe Ardmore, and then points east, including parts like Tulsa, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Shreveport, even further east into Arkansas, and possibly even into far western regions of Tennessee. And Tuesday, I think things continue to push eastward a little bit more. I don't have as much confidence in that, just because if we have a lot of activity here on Monday, we could have a squall line in place, and that could jack things up a ton on Tuesday, where you won't be able to get nice isolated storms, just a raging squall line. So that's why I'm focusing mostly on Monday. So if I'm saying there is indeed a chance for hail, I would show the European model, which is a typically slightly more reliable one. The most recent run on that is in the process of coming out. It's not out far. I tried to take a peek at it before doing this. It's not out far enough yet to really look at it. And also when I tried to look at it, the computer got all wonky on me. So what I had from earlier, it was even more aggressive than what the American model has. It's trying to put out a pretty good severe weather outbreak. So that also aids in my confidence of I think there's going to be severe weather on Monday. We will be talking more about this tomorrow and probably through the weekend as well. I don't think again, I'll be moving this weekend, so I will not be able to do any videos this weekend. But I'll try to at least do a couple posts here on Facebook. So make sure you are following our page so I can probably just show like a graphic or something if I have some time on Saturday and Sunday to kind of get things going here. Let's see, is there anything else? Anything coming in Nashville? Okay, so you can ask questions. It could take a second to answer them. Ah, crap. Okay. All right, guys, my battery just died. So I'm not going to be able to answer any questions. I'm sure you can still hear my audio, but yeah, the camera battery died, so you're going to see a weird still of me looking kind of funny here. Ask questions ask any questions in the comments section below. We will answer them on the chat afterwards. Follow us on Facebook. Make sure you make it so you see posts first. We'll have a video tomorrow at 12 going into detail of the updates of what we're seeing for Monday in the Texas and southern Oklahoma, eastern Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, that stuff, all that stuff tomorrow at noon here on our Facebook page and on our website at the Live Weather Center and on YouTube. In the meantime, I'm meteorologist John Choquette. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow at noon.